Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to the midday news on Global Television. We're coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Queen Agaba. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nigecomsat. Federal civil servants in 12 government ministries, departments and agencies may encounter delays in receiving their salaries between October and December 2024 due to the exhaustion of the budget for personnel costs by the agencies, a situation prompted by the recent approval of the new minimum wage. Reports gathered say a notice issued by the Director of Finance for Director General Jack Ode sent to public servants disclosed the new information. The circular, titled Notice of Delay in October 2024 Salary, explained that the delay is caused by the payment of the 40% consolidated public service salary structure peculiar allowance that was not initially included in the 2024 budget. The Minister of Women Affairs, Iman Ibrahim, has assured Nigerian women, youth, and the vulnerable that the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu would ensure more jobs for women and youth. She stated this in Jos, the Plateau State capital, at the 24th Regular National Council on Women Affairs, with the theme Renewed Hope Agenda, promoting women economic empowerment, health, education and justice for global competitiveness and relevance. According to her, the ministry will review many of its existing economic empowerment initiatives and enact new ones to enhance women economic empowerment for self-reliance. Reeling out what the ministry has achieved, she noted that the ministry's proactiveness and support from all stakeholders have placed Nigeria on the global map in harvesting best practices around issues of gender-based violence. The movement for the emancipation of Niger Delta, MENT, has condemned the persistent feud between the Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara and his predecessor, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The spokesman of the movement, Jomo Gbomo, in a statement in Port Harcourt, condemned threats to crude oil facilities in Niger Delta by some ex-militants and agitators in the region, noting that the group is ready to support security operatives in safeguarding crude oil installations from attacks. MENT says they will not be forced to attack any oil installation in the Niger Delta region following the political crisis in the state, adding that they would rather safeguard government assets in the interests of the nation. Indications from the Senate suggest that the ad hoc committee set up by the upper chamber to investigate an alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian oil and gas industry has not abandoned the probe, as recently reported by some media outlets. This came as the chairman of the committee and leader of the Senate, Michael Bamidele, presented a motion at plenary to rescind the earlier decision on the matter. Uyi Agbomofuegbe has details.
Chairman of the committee and leader of the Senate, Michael Bamidele, and the Deputy President of the Senate, Senator Jibrin Barau, through their motion, explained that the House of Representatives has also set up a similar ad hoc committee to investigate the same issue. They noted that it is imperative for both the red and the green chambers to work together in probing the issue of sabotage in the oil and gas industry.
The Senate equally observes that there is need for the ad hoc committees of the two chambers to work jointly to avoid duplication and clash in the discharge of their assignment. Accordingly, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the Senate resolves to 1. Recapture the title of the ad hoc committee to National Assembly Joint Ad hoc Committee to investigate alleged economic sabotage in the Nigerian petroleum industry.
The resolution of the Senate be communicated to the House of Representatives, following which the joint ad hoc committee will be inaugurated by the presiding officers of both chambers Those in favor of this prayer, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it.
After the inauguration of the Joint Ad hoc Committee, it is expected that the investigation into the alleged economic sabotage in the petroleum industry kickstarts immediately. Uyi Agmofwegbe, reporting for Global Television News.
The Nigerian Senate has adjourned plenary till November 19, 2024. President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, made the announcement during plenary. Edikin Michael has details.
President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, said the 2 weeks will afford the relevant committees to carry out oversight functions on ongoing projects to determine the level of performance of 2024 capital budget. He noted that oversight is part of the constitutional obligation of National Assembly to the Nigerian people and requested for cooperation from all ministries, departments, and agencies to ensure the success of the oversight.
The Senate is hereby adjourned to the 19th day of November 2024 at 11 a.m. prompt.
The lawmakers are gearing up to receive the medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper. The framework and strategy paper are parameters on which budgets are predicted. President Bola Tinubu is expected to present the 2025 budget proposal to a joint session of the National Assembly soon. Edikan Michael for Global TV News.
The National Economic Council, NEC, has expressed reservations over the tax reform bill forwarded by President Bola Tinubu to the National Assembly. This was part of the resolutions reached during the National Economic Council meeting chaired by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. Global Television brings you details.
The Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, highlighted the federal government's commitment to infrastructure as a critical national investment, saying work will soon begin on the Ondo State axis of the Coastal Highway project. The minister commended Governor Lucky Orimisan Ayedatiwa for his efforts towards making the project a reality in the state. He stressed that the project will not be politically driven, but rather serve as a practical improvement to the socio-economic welfare of the people.
Look at the Trans-Hara. It is connected. It's one of the spurs of the Lagos-Calabar. Sokoto Badagry, one of the spurs. The three legacy projects are connected together. And then the fourth one is also connected, which is Akwanga, Jos, Bauchi, Gombe. This project should be fixed in 14 months. If they are not fixed, I take responsibility for it. But there are things we are doing to ensure that it's no longer business as usual.
In his remark, Governor Ayedatiwa, who thanked the minister for the stakeholders' engagement, emphasized the transformative impact of the project. The governor says the expansive highway will connect several states as it aims to bridge the western and southeastern region of Nigeria, facilitating improved cross-country connectivity and strengthening trade relations. Governor Ayedatiwa assures stakeholders that the project will not merely be left to contractors, but will be diligently monitored to ensure effective utilization and sustained progress.
It is not a political project, like the minister said, because that project has started at the Lagos axis and also at the Calabar axis. It's a reality. The president wants to actually connect the whole of Nigeria together for ease of movement and ease of doing business.
Governor Ayedatiwa also disclosed that the state government is partnering with the federal government on the protection and the restoration of the project at Ayetoru in Ilaje local government area.
No community will be overrun by the road, and there are, if you look closely, you will see that some of the communities that were mentioned, that 4 kilometers away from the road, the huge economic benefit cannot be overemphasized. But the truth is, this project is a reality.
The flag off of the 63 segment of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway is to connect all Niger Delta roads in the country together, as well as enhance the ease of doing business in the country. From the government house in Akure, the Ondo State capital, Kikelomo Okeri, Global Television News.
Governor Hope Uzodinma has received the remains of an elder statesman and late Chief Emmanuel Iwanyawu, the 11th President General of Ohaneze Ndigbo, a social-cultural group at the Imo Government House, Owerri, Imo State Capital, as he journeyed to his final resting. Emmanuel Iwanyawu, an industrialist and a business mogul, died on July 25, 2024, at the age of 81 after a brief illness in a hospital in Abuja, and his remains are moved to his hometown, Ata Ikeduru, local government area of Imo State, to be laid to rest. Our reporter, Amarachi Ibe, will bring us details of the ongoing funeral in our subsequent bulletin. The federal government has unveiled details of the 63-kilometer axis of Ondo State in the ongoing construction of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Minister of Works, Senator Dave Umahi, revealed the specifications of the project during a town hall meeting with stakeholders held at the Government House in Akure. Kikelomo Okere has details. Well, we'll bring you that report as well in our subsequent bulletin. And now to legislative matters. The Nigerian Senate has stressed the need to curtail the rising cases of drug abuse, especially amongst youths in Nigeria, at a one-day national event on the need to include parents in the fight against drug abuse and reckless behaviors. The Senate expressed worries over lack of quick intervention that may lead to socioeconomic dislocation of the country's youth population. Global Television brings us details. Representing the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, at the event organized by the Joint Committee on Drugs and Narcotics in collaboration with the National Association of Nigerian Drug Monitoring, the Deputy Senate Leader, Lola Ashiru, says the time to fight the problem is now. Senator Ashiru noted that drug abuse fuels crime rate and hinders attainment of quality education, adding that the nation's problems can be fixed at home, with parents playing a major role in the fight against the menace.
Issue, but to spark a movement and awakening to the silent epidemic of drug abuse that threatens the fabric of our society. The gathering is not just an event, it is a clear call for parents, communities, and leaders to unite and take a resolute stand against this stand that seeks to wash away the dreams of our youth.
The convener of the event, Ambassador Christabel Okoye, stressed the need for parents to positively mold the characters of their children at an early life stage. She decried the celebration of drugs in movies and music videos, adding that valuable lives have been lost as a result of such impressions.
Nigeria has become a negative world among the Committee of Nations. The reason we always ask for your support to carry out this sensitization and empowerment. You sensitize them, you also empower them to get something doing, to be busy. Drug abuse has become shame to our nation. So with this, I want everyone to please find this fight from your end.
The crisis of drug addiction among the country's youth is not just a problem, but needs urgent attention. For Global Television, Queen Agaba reporting. The Nigeria Governors Forum has expressed empathy for Nigerians, acknowledging the severe economic challenges in the country while voicing optimism that President Bola Tinubu's reforms will soon yield positive results. Imo State Governor and Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, Senator Hope Uzodinma, disclosed this while reading the communique issued at the end of the forum's meeting. Here is Sharon Ajay's report.
The chairman of the Progressives Governors Forum and the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma, outlined the governor's position during a media briefing following the NGF meeting in Abuja. Some of the updates include the National Crude and Condensate Production Profile, the Production War Room Initiative, and ongoing security efforts to combat illegal connections and vandalism. He noted that governors acknowledged the importance of securing the nation's energy resources and improving the efficiency and resilience of the NNPCL's production and supply chain, as well as to ameliorate the sufferings of Nigerians.
We sympathize with our people. We know that they are hardship in the country. We also appreciate the reforms carried out by the President. Our prayer is that as soon as possible, that the relief should come, so that we begin to leverage the benefits of the reforms and then have a better Nigeria.
Other issues highlighted while reading the communique include NGF partnership with African Medical Center of Excellence aimed at improving healthcare outcomes and accessibility for all Nigerians, collaboration with the DSS to safeguard the nations, amongst others. Sharona J. reporting for Global TV News.
You're watching the Midday News on Global Television, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. When the Midday News returns, the European Union and Germany supports Nigeria with 31.9 billion naira for renewable energy. Details of this, as well as foreign and sports stories, coming right after this break. Please stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. If you've just joined us, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of the Midday News. In business, the Federal Ministry of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy has announced a fresh 2.8 billion naira support from Google to accelerate AI talent development across Nigeria. This is provided as a grant from Google to Data Science Nigeria, will the ministry's ongoing AI-driven initiatives to upskill youth and as well as under and unemployed Nigerians with a focus on AI skill development and education. The latest support followed a 100 million naira commitment from Google to the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, which was announced in September. The Akwa Ibom State Government has initiated the construction of an 18-story Ibom Towers in Victoria Island, Lagos. This is part of its commitment to economic diversification, as the project, expected to be completed within 24 months, is aimed at boosting revenue creation for creating jobs for both Akwa Ibom and Lagos, and supporting economic growth by attracting investment, as well as strengthening ties from its strategic location in central Victoria Island. The groundbreaking ceremony, led by Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, attracted high-profile figures, including former Akwa Ibom governors Udom Emmanuel and Obong Victor Atta, alongside other dignitaries. To foster investment in renewable energy efficiency and rural electrification in Nigeria, the European Union and German government have launched the third phase of the Nigerian Energy Support Program, NESP. Speaking at the launch and steering committee meeting of NESP 3, the head of section Green and Digital Economy at the European Union delegation to Nigeria and ECOWAS says achieving a cleaner future is the business of all stakeholders. The program will be a £17.9 million fund to enable 1,500 people get access to electricity and 30,000 to clean cooking gas, while 8 megawatts of electricity will be generated in the third phase. On the foreign scene, rescuers have been in a race to find survivors and victims of once-in-a-generation floods in Spain that killed at least 95 people and left towns submerged in a muddy deluge, which overturned cars and scattered in the streets. Meanwhile, European and Spanish flags have been flown at half-mast at European Union buildings in Brussels and Strasbourg following the deadly floods in the Spanish city of Valencia. Voters in Botswana have rejected the country's long-serving governing party in a result that marks a political earthquake. The Botswana Democratic Party, BDP, which has been in power since independence in 1966, has won only one parliamentary seat so far, which means it looks set to be replaced by the Umbrella for Democratic Change, UDC. President Mokgweetsi Masisi has conceded, saying that it was clear his party had lost the general election massively. In sports now, Super Eagles coach Augustine Eguavoen has expressed his excitement about the response from all the invited players ahead of the 2025 African Nation Championship qualifying fixtures against Ghana. Report says 35 players were invited for the Super Eagles B Team 2025 qualifying fixtures against Ghana. Eguavoen says he is impressed with the immense quality in the group, adding that he is confident and hopeful of qualifying Nigeria ahead of Ghana. Real Madrid's away match with Valencia in La Liga this weekend has been postponed by the Spanish Football Federation due to floods that have killed more than 95 people. Villarreal's home match against Rayo Vallecano was also suspended after the devastating flash floods in eastern Spain. La Liga has asked the Spanish Football Federation to postpone Valencia and Villarreal's matches on Saturday, as well as 3 second division games involving teams from the affected areas. Atlanta has confirmed Paris Saint-Germain's interest in Nigeria forward Ademola Lookman. Atlanta has resigned to losing their talisman, Lookman, to one of his numerous suitors anytime soon, with their head coach Gian Gasperini confirming Paris Saint-Germain's interest and admitting the Nigeria forward could leave the club. Gasperini confirmed that the French giants indeed inquired about Lookman in the summer, but a deal could not be struck despite agreeing on personal terms. To this end, the Serie A club are combing Europe for a replacement for the Ballon d'Or nominee, who is also quoted by English Premier sides Chelsea and West Ham United. That's it on the midday news, and it came to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, on Star Times channel 276, and free to air on Nigecomsat. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. I'm Queen Agaba. Thank you for watching and see you again.